Hello and welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. I haven't updated the splash screen yet, but we're still continuing our Boros Assault. So, how was the server stress test, everyone? Well, actually I got the email also saying that congratulations, we broke the server, so that didn't turn out so well, but I still have my duty of sorts, so let's dive into competitive constructed. Yeah, so right now we're currently at 1 win and 1 loss. Both of them we managed to get to 3 games, so not too shabby per se. So we're gonna see how well can we stretch this deck out. What kind of matchups we're gonna get. How many people are left here now that we've broken the server sort of. And not bad. Oh, I should check out the profile, see if there are any new ones. I don't remember Johnny. Okay, so we got a decent start. Shame that we have to run this guy first, but we are going to do it anyway. Let's make sure I do have a turn 1 play, so there's no reason for me to waste a cast out here. So turn 1, not impressive rigging runner. We do have a few outs here. Opponent's gonna take 1 damage to play Legion's Landing. So gonna play another land. So let's see what our opponent plays. If he plays, we might have an interesting counterplay if oh wait, he's just gonna attack. And he conceded. Okay, probably kept a really bad hand. So we know our opponent's playing vampires, so he's probably gonna have a lot of early plays. Seal Away and a Braid sounds good. Path of Metal is good also here, so let's put that in. I guess there's a case where we could keep the vehicles, I suppose. Glorybound Initiate's okay. Glorybringer. Okay, let's say I drop the Aether Sphere Harvesters. Let's keep Heart of Kiran. Guess we can do Seal Away, but generally the deck runs Radiant Destiny, so I'm gonna just go with a Braid instead. We'll see how this goes. I'm not gonna run with Hazoret because this deck most likely has Exile as well as Destroy effects. So opponent mulliganed. We're going to keep this one because we have a turn 2 play, and we're going to just mulligan our first cast out. Not mulligan. We're just gonna cycle our first cast out. So opponent. Or not, let's just play Dauntless Bodyguard. End the turn. So we can cycle these if we don't have anything to do. Knight of Grace. Oh, did he shift to a Knight's deck? I'm okay. Mistakes have been made. Okay, so he's gonna leave that back for defense. I'm just gonna Lightning Strike this, get this guy out of the way. It's more. No, our opponent is not set back. In fact, he did play a Legion's Landing. Let's see, do we get a land? No, we get another Adorned Pouncer. So what I'm gonna do is do I play the Adorned Pouncer first or the Honored Crop Captain? Let's play the Honored Crop Captain. I think our opponent's actually mono white, so we're gonna offer the trade here. This will tell us what kind of hand our opponent has. So that means our opponent probably has some late game threats, so we really need 2 more lands. Queen's commission counts. Yeah. Okay, third the Dorn Pouncer in a row. Not great. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's not gonna block it, so then we drop a Dorn Pouncer. He doesn't have a haste creature, but we have to be aware. But he could just sack the Memorial to Glory to get his tokens. Path to Metal. Okay, Benelish Marshal. I guess we can sacrifice an Adorned Pouncer to this guy. So yeah, so we're gonna... Okay. So our opponent's somewhat preserving his life total. I'm just gonna braid this guy. So we're kind of hurting, but kind of hurting at 2 mana, but we're at least still able to do stuff. Okay, this would be a very great time to draw Path to Shock is okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cycle this. Okay, got our land. Going to combat. Swing for the attack. Let's see what our opponent does. Okay. Drop another Adorned Pouncer. So our opponent is going to flip Legion's Landing, so we're going... It's going to tie up his mana a bit, I suppose. He might just survive quite a bit, but... He could actually just sacrifice Shafet to... Oh! Okay. So he's going to flip this one. Okay. Let's block this one. Okay. Using this to draw our lands is not very nice, but you kind of have to do it. Also, nice thing to note that our opponent is out of cards, but he's not out of gas. 2 Memorials to Glory, 1 Adan to the first fort. He's gonna start sacrificing these to create tokens. Okay, good. So, I can drop Resolute Survivors. I won't be able to exert. This is interesting. I'm gonna swing with these 2. I'm gonna end up saving one or the other. Actually, let's just leave our options open because we're not exerting anyone. Yeah, you have to be very careful because the game will auto-attack with Relentless Raptor. Honored Crop Captain's gonna be left behind. Let's see what our opponent does. He's gonna set up blocks. Oh no, he's not blocking? So we'll get to decide if we actually cycle the Our opponent could have forced blocks and we would have been in a bad position, but we did win this game though. I don't think the game was unwinnable for our opponent. I'm pretty sure our opponent had a shot there. So, but I'm not gonna complain. We're up to 2 wins already. Let's try to squeeze in some more. I might have to pause the video a bit so I could set up MTG not MTG Arena. That's what I'm doing. So I could set up deck stats. I still have no idea how am I going to set the how I'm going to set the deck up here. What would I change? If there's anything I would change, it's basically to make the deck rotation worthy, so that unfortunately means a lot of the exert guys are gonna go. Sure, we can sneak in Rekindling Phoenix, but man, those guys are expensive now. So, okay, our opponent's gonna go first, so we got action. I can just... Okay, so I'm definitely gonna play this one so I don't accidentally play Rigging Runner. I'm probably gonna just play Adorned Pouncer or Honored Crop Captain into Rigging Runner. Or let's play the Honored Crop Captain first. This is basically a Essence Scatter bait. If you're looking at your mana, you're definitely countering it. Yep, Syncopate. So next turn, Resolute Survivors. Yeah, let's go with this one. Let's force our opponent to counter stuff. This is basically also going to be the most boring matchup we're ever going to face. I guess one thing we can do is we can add 1-drops to the sideboard. Basically, it's about overwhelming our opponent. We're also going to probably put Abrades in. Okay, Adorned Pouncer. In hindsight, I probably should have played the Rigging Runner first. Or not. He's gonna draw 2 cards, I guess. Cast Out's a possibility also. It's Blink of an Eye. Yeah, sure, we'll resolve that. So our opponent is... I wouldn't say he's out of counter spells per se. He's playing as if he still has. Okay. Let's see how he responds to this one. A really good player will not counter this one. He won't even bother. It's only just 3 life. Okay. So we have a really good player in our hands. So our opponent's probably gonna counter this one now. Oh no. Okay, we'll end the turn. Our opponent's probably gonna place... Okay. Possible our opponent has to settle the wreckage. I kinda wanna hold on to the Glory Bringers last for as long as possible. It's also possible our opponent's got nothing. Or a Fumigate. Fumigate's very possible too. 7 mana. Approach? Anticipate. Okay, he's digging. I guess this is a traditional approach deck if you're digging for cards now. So our opponent has counter spells for days. He's... What did he... Oh no, he's going to the bottom, so I have no idea what he ditched. Yes, I can shock him now. Because he's not casting a Torrential Gear Hulk at this point. And Crop Crasher... Still representing Settle, so I'm gonna just wait. Let's make him play Settle the Wreckage right now. He's looking at his mana, so he's definitely gonna play Settle. Yep, there goes the Settle the Wreckage. We'll take action, dig up lands. Yeah, sure, 2 planes. Let's just play and Crop Crasher. There you go. So we're kind of waiting for our opponent to tap out. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Let's slow this down. We need to move quickly.
So he will have one counter spell up available. But we're gonna have to take out Teferi anyway. Let's see what we get. So you definitely want our burn spell. So Fight with Fire is gonna come in on this matchup. Wish there's a way to ditch some of these lands. Gonna have to play the Glorybringer now. But I didn't even need to count. Okay, this is very possible our opponent is representing another settle. I'm basically making him play it out. Seal away. So yeah, we kind of need to stop drawing lands at this point. Our opponent's got tons of gas.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
If he's tapping mana now, he's probably not. He might not be representing Torrential Gear. Oh no. He could just draw a card. You'll still have, yeah, draw a card. You'll still have mana for that mythical Settle the Wreckage. Okay, so we're gonna see if he has that or seal away. Me playing around Settle scared me into playing into seal away. That was actually quite bad. I should have just kept swinging in anyway. Blink is not too bad. So but our opponent's dangerously getting to emblem territory. It's a shame Glorybringer only hits creatures. Yeah, walked into a Fumigate.
Keep up the pace.
So we're gonna once he emblems some Teferi out, I'm gonna concede at this point. I'm gonna keep all the burn spells. I know now not to. Actually, I think this deck will. Okay, so it's gonna disallow that. So this also reminds me of the one card I should have put on the sideboard, Sorcerer's Spyglass. I keep on forgetting that. Let's actually take a look. Our opponent has some Fumigate, Settle the Wreckage. Okay, he plays Approach. I don't think he has room for 6. I don't think he has room for Castaway, though he could if he's playing all of these. Then again, he has I don't think he has any threats at all, so a Braid's gonna go. That's not enough mana. Tap. Yeah, let's not show him anymore. With the life gain he has, I don't think I'm gonna have enough to hit him. So we're going to adjust accordingly. So Fight with Fires come in. Abrades come out. Wait. Pat stays out. I can keep. I'm gonna drop the Aethersphere Harvesters because they don't hit hard, but I will keep Fleetwheel Cruiser because that does hit hard. Cast outs are good. I guess I can ditch the Glorybringers 2 copies of Excellence Binding. 1 Hazoret to be annoying. So let's see. I'm gonna keep the I guess I can drop 1 shock. Opponent's not playing creatures at all. So so our mistake there was we should have just run with Rigging Runner early. It wouldn't have made much of a difference, but we kept playing around it too much. Okay, how many deck cards do I have here? Okay, 59 out of 60, so... Okay, shock goes back in. Pat would be interesting. Basically, it's repeated removal. It's one way to trim down our opponent's life total. But it takes a while to swing out, and we don't have much in the way of that. I'm gonna go with this for now. Then I'm gonna probably put the Path of Metal in afterwards. So we're definitely keeping this hand. Basically 2/2 drops. We go first, so we should get 1 creature in. We're aiming for Relentless Raptor. And the nice thing about this one is he can't seal this guy away. The bad thing is he knows this guy exists, so we're going. So he's probably gonna eat a Settle. It's also led with white mana, so. So we're gonna see if we can outrace our opponent. Let's see how much damage we can deal before he hits 4 mana and Settle the Wreckage levels. Looks like so the only bad thing here is we're never going to exert Resolute Survivors unless it's the very end. So we now have a decent clock. Lightning Strike can add to that clock a bit. We just need to... I guess we can play Adorned Pouncer to bait a counter spell. Opponent has to place... Okay, play another land. So he doesn't have Disallow. Okay. So if there's one thing I learned about this deck is... because we're running Aether Hub just to get 1 shot at early mana, early colored mana. Okay, let's play the Adorned Pouncer. He's a long ways away from Fumigate, so his hope is to settle the Wreckage. Okay, he's cycling them out because he really needs them. Okay, so he really needs to have settle the Wreckage up top at this point. So let's see. He can't play anything. Well, he didn't. Okay, so our opponent's gonna be in the play first, so we need to keep that in mind when. Okay, Heart of Kiran might be. I guess it's worth it. It's only 3 to crew, I suppose, and it's also Vigilance. So let's drop 1 Resolute Survivors for. No, let's put the Resolute Survivors back in. Let's drop 1 shock for 1 Path of Metal, just out of curiosity's sake. I guess we can put a Forsake the Worldly here since we know our opponent is still running Cast Outs and Seal Aways. In fact, Just gonna cycle that a bit. So we're gonna see if we can survive against this deck. Okay, still recording. I got home quite a bit late. Okay, so we have a turn 1 play. We can cycle cast out. We have a turn 2 Relentless Raptor. Hopefully we can draw red mana. We're definitely keeping this. So our opponent does play a lot of ETB tap. So let's see. Okay, he's representing a counter spell. Not anymore. He just searched for Ascanta. So we're definitely running Relentless Raptor. Okay. Okay, so we now have a decent clock. Actually, should just end the turn. Ditch Teferi, so he probably has one in hand, or he's hurting for white mana. Well, so are we. Let's attack first. Okay, we can't Rigging Runner, but that is what it is. So I don't think these guys are gonna go all the way. Let's just end the turn there. Okay, got our red source. Opponent can't settle. He can counter this one. He chose not to. So what's in his hand, actually? That's a good question. He kept the second card, so it's probably something he needs. Maybe a white mana for settle. So given that situation, well, he's looking at his hand right now, so he might actually want to cast something. Fumigate. Okay. Let's sacrifice that one so he doesn't gain that much life. That's kind of fine. So I'm gonna just cast Ant Crop Crasher, start dealing damage. So we're not gonna fight with fire anytime soon. So okay, opponent's now at 6 mana. Resolute Survivors. Okay, let's say he drops a blocker. He's more likely gonna drop Teferi though. We really need one more land for Ixalan's Binding, whatnot. Okay, there's Teferi. He will have disallow mana of sorts. Okay, Veteran Motorist. It won't draw us into something. We can keep going for the prize and just hit our opponent up here. I guess what we can do is... we really need to drop the Veteran Motorist. Opponent doesn't seem... okay, it has the land that we need, so I'm gonna... I only need 4, so I'm gonna keep 1 top, 1 bottom. So if our opponent doesn't answer this, which is nigh unlikely, okay, he's probably going to Fumigate at this point. If he Fumigates, I just Ixalan's Binding. He probably might have disallow support, but that's okay. I'm actually suspecting our opponent dropped all his counter spells. Okay, so there's the Fumigate. So he's gonna have this allow mana. This one only hits creatures, so we're gonna force him to have the counter spell. Yep, he's looking at his hand, he's got the counter. We got a second shot at this though. We're a long ways away to getting the mana to fight with fire our opponent. So okay. So let's see. Opponent's technically gotten control. He's got all the mana in the world, but he had to ditch an Arch of Araska, so he doesn't have much in the way of card draw. He's gonna cast Approach now, and he's gonna draw a card.
No time for a break.
So I can try to Excellence Binding one more. Guess. Okay, let's see. We can't cast Resolute and Glorybound Initiate anyway, so I need to start putting pressure, but I need to get rid of this Teferi or else it just increases my clock. If he's got Disallow, it's pretty much over. Yeah, Syncopate. Syncopate's quite good. Yeah, we didn't get the answers we needed here.
Hold that thought.
Cast Out would have been better, but I did have to cycle it. Okay, he's dug the top 4, so okay. Yep, that was a very good combo. So we were quite close, but not quite. Yeah, I just needed the mana. Okay, so I'm just gonna cast both of these. They don't do anything, so yeah. So at least I know Aether Hub worked, at least for this iteration. It's gonna be tough on the next iteration. So that's it. That's gonna be it for this one. I'm gonna let our opponent win this game. I'm going to start setting up the Magic Deck Builder so we can proceed with our sideboard plan. So we're gonna do the same thing. Yep, I just heard my own demise. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna adjust the sideboard. So we'll try to see if we can adjust the main board also. We're gonna start putting cards from Core 2019. So that's it for this part of the run. So let's dealt 50 damage. Let's see what we got. Just okay. Okay. Piano alerts. Okay. So that's what we got. Okay, probably need. So we're gonna see how. Well, let's crack one. So let's see how this moves the track just a bit. Nice mythic. I'm probably never gonna cast it, but it's okay. Yeah, there isn't a Johnny. Okay, so we're gonna go straight to Boros Assault. Okay, so we're going to edit this, see how we're going to adjust the deck up. So we're gonna set the standard. So we're definitely looking for creatures that contain at least one. We're gonna look for really cheap creatures here. So more filter. I wonder if this part works. Okay, that works. So we're gonna get a lot of weird stuff here. So you know what? Let's start with the most important one. Not doesn't have to be creatures, but we're gonna start with converted mana cost 1. So let's see. So we're looking for creatures. We're gonna start with the rotation safe list. So Bomat Courier is a good fit, but not for this one. Actually, if we're gonna go rotation safe, let's take a look at what has to go. So Abrade's go, Adorned Pouncer goes, Aethersphere Harvester goes. Okay, so taking a look at this, this is what a rotation safe deck looks like. I'm gonna check if Shock is an M19. Is Shock an M19? Hold on, give me a second. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so Shock is in 2019, just even has the same art, so that is safe. Now let's look at the sideboard. Let's see what goes. And it turns out that this is what happens if we cut all the cards that won't make rotation. So let's start by putting cards that will make rotation. I'm gonna put in a copy of Banefire, basically like an emergency finisher. Okay, cartouches are not rotation safe. Consuming Fervor is not rotation safe either. Core Cleric, I have not seen it. Okay, that's from the welcome deck. We can actually do okay, Daring Buccaneer. This is what I was gonna use for Black-Red Pirates. That's a good idea, but it's probably not gonna work for this one. So actually, let's just bump up everything to max. So Relentless Raptor at 4, Rigging Runner at 4. Let's look for other 1-drops that are quite powerful. Not quite powerful, but quite decent. Duskborn Sky Marcher is a good 1-drop. No, not that one. Sky Marcher Aspirant. That's a good 1-drop. It's a 2/1 also that could eventually fly. Fanatical Firebrand. It's a 1-drop that counts as removal. So let's add a few of these. I'm trying not to add too many of these. Otherwise, we're just gonna end up with 1-drop that deck. Let's see, Fire Shrine Keeper. No, this it only deals damage to creatures, so that's a no. Flame Blade Adept. That's okay. That's Amonkhet. Fragmentize. Gitu Lava Runner. Gitu Lava Runner is possible. We instead of making it primarily creatures, we can make we can add a bunch of instants and sorceries. We can actually add token makers to the mix. That's one way to get around it. So actually, let's kill that filter now. So let's start with core set 2019. So let's take a look. Ajani's Pridemate. We can do a life gain style deck, but I'm probably gonna save this for green-white. Johnny's Welcome. Yeah, actually what we want are... We probably will want Mentor of the Meek. Basically gives us some card draw, so we'll put that in there. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Bogart Brutes 2 is not so great. That's price. Catalyst and Elemental, no. Cavalry Drill Master. Nicer price. It's a common, but let's see if we can find something better. Core Cleric Dark Dweller Oracle. It's a way to get card draw. We can make a red-white tokens deck that we can use the Dark Dweller as a way to sacrifice it. I'm gonna put one in just for experiment. Demanding Dragon's is a decent replacement for Glorybringer. Actually, no, not quite, but it's a 5/5 for 5, and it kind of hits once. Pseudo haste at least, or pseudo removal. Dismissive Pyromancer. This one's also a way to draw cards. and deal damage. This is actually a better fit, so I'm gonna see how many of that we put in there. Probably do that over the Dark Dweller. I don't think we're gonna have enough goblins for this. Cleansing Nova would replace Fumigate. Dragon Egg, no. Electrifying, too expensive. Fiery Finish, no, even more expensive. Gallant Cavalry, it's basically 2/2/2s. It's okay. I'm probably more likely to put Goblin Instigator. But we need a way to pump all of these guys. We can do. Unfortunately, the only one I can think of is Radiant Destiny. That's quite expensive. Motivator. Okay, let's put Goblin Instigator in there first. Let's see how many we would put if ever. Gutter Snipes, okay. Heroic Reinforcements. My bad. This actually costs 4, so this is not as great, but it is a good way to pump, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Most likely what's gonna happen is Fanatical Firebrands will go to the sideboard. Hostile Minotaur, Inferno Hellions. I guess this is an okay beater, just even as a one-shot. Inspired Charge is too expensive, but it's okay. Invoke the Divine will replace some Forsake the Worldly. So we'll put that in there. Take note that our only major removal is Excellence Binding. It's down here, so I'm going to put 1 copy up here. Lattice. We're not exactly producing dragons. Kargan, Dragon Rider. You have to control a dragon to get something out of it, no? Leonin Vanguard. What's this? Again, that goes to the green-white deck. Lightning Mare knows double red. Luminous Bonds, not quite. Make a Stand. What does this one do? +1/+0 and Indestructible. That's okay, I guess. Not quite. Militia Bugler is a way to get extra advantage. It costs 3 mana, but it can help. But it helps us dig up for. Right now, it digs up for everything except Relentless Raptor. So let's put the Militia Bugler in as an idea. Right now, I'm just going through everything Core 2019. I'm still gonna go back to Dominaria and Ixalan. Novice Knight, no, that has Defender, and we're not gonna try to run auras or equipment here if possible. I guess equipment is okay. Sarkhan's Whelp. Nope. Remorseful Cleric. This is really a sideboard card. It's not bad. 2/1 flyer. Let's put this in the sideboard. Silverbeak Griffin. No, that's double white. Shield Mare's not so great. Neither Sun Sentinel, Sun Cleanser, no. Take Vengeance. Kinda like Seal Away, but I think I want Seal Away better for Seal Away better. So Knight Viashino Pyromancer. It deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. This is a cheap threat actually. 2/1 pseudo haste. Trumpet Blast is actually a good way to pump also. Unfortunately, you can't use this on the defensive, so I might actually like the Heroic Defiance. Is that what it's called? I kind of like that one better. No, Make a Stand. Okay, so let's put Make a Stand on the threat checklist. Then we're gonna go look over the guys from Dominaria. We can put Legion's Landing in here actually. It's basically a 1-drop for 1. So let's take a look at our cheap drops. Benelish Honor Guard, no. Benelish Marshal, triple white. Oh yeah. So I made the shift of Aether Hub, so that's not gonna happen here. Call the Cavalry, no. Champion of the Flame, not quite. Charge is acceptable. It is very cheap. That might even be more acceptable than make a stand. So basically, we're making a super low cost deck in terms of converted mana cost. Fire Song and Sun Speaker, no, that's a very hard to get mythic rare. And doesn't do much for us. Yeah, I guess Lava Runner is not so bad. Goblin Barrage, what does this do? 4 to cast, deal 4, and another 4 if you sack a goblin. We do have Siege Gang Commander, and we could put Goblin Chain Whirler. We'll save that for the mono red deck. And then also Goblin War Chief. History Benalia is an expensive. You can make tokens with that also, but we're not exactly running that many knights. We could run Knight of Grace. It's a decent 2-drop. Actually, it's a very good 2-drop. 2/2 first strike. Yeah, we can actually put in Knight of Grace. We're gonna skip the History of Benalia, but feel free to put that in. It's not bad. It's just quite expensive, but no need to be scared of that. Pegasus Courser, Run Amok was good for me. Sarah Disciple, Shivan Fire. We're using Fight with Fire. We have Shocks here. Seal Away is okay. Script Prospector. Kinda want some ways to gain haste too. Okay, so Triumph of Gerard's also a good way to get some benefit with our small creatures. It's a good way to go over the top as well. So let's see. Let's now go to Rivals of Ixalan. Let's see what our options are here. I apologize if this is getting a bit long, but basically this is what it's like to look over different creatures. I can't exactly remember everything. Darfleet Daredevil, that's also an interesting choice. It's more of a control element, so I'd actually put in the sideboard, but something I would put in. Tally, Famished Paladin, Sultan Sky Marcher, Everdawn Champion. No. Martyr of Dusk is a good fit. It's okay if it dies. So basically, I'm putting a lot of cheap stuff and expensive stuff. Pride of Conquerors, we can actually use this instead of make a stand, because at least we have a chance of a +2/+2 for 2. So that's probably better. Radiant Destiny. Raptor Companion, no. Rekindling Phoenix is great. Feel free to put this one in. I'm personally not going to, but I'm not gonna stop you if you do. See, Shake Foundation. Yeah, Sky Marcher Aspirant. Also another 2/1 for 1. I think I actually like the Dauntless Bodyguard better. It's also an Ascent trigger though. I'm gonna leave it here for now. Let's see what we get out of this. Stormfleet Swashbuckler. Double Strike if you have City's Blessing. No. Swamp Goblin, I think. Nope, just a 2/2 Goblin. No. Landis Chrono. Okay. So last look. Excellent Prime. Bishop Soldier, no. Ashes of the Abhorrent, no. Adanto Vanguard is actually okay as an aggressive guy. It's 1/1, so it's basically a 3/1 that you'll have to pay 4 life to make indestructible. I'd much rather have him in the Vampires deck. Actually, I'd much rather have him there. Us spending 4 life is not too great. Lanry Storm gives us a little extra mana. We were stuck at mana in that last game. Might have cost us, maybe not. Phantom Fleet Firebrand. Okay, this just gets +1/+1. No. No to that. Fiery Cannonade, Fire Cannon Blast. No. Frenzied Raptor. No, not quite. Headstrong Brute's actually not a bad choice. It's just basically a 3-3 for 3 for the most part since we're not running main pirates. Yeah, we'll definitely put in one Legion's Landing. So, makeshift munitions, Nest Robber, no. Huntmaster, no. Rallying Roar, also okay, but we're going to go with Pride of Conquerors. Kinda ironic, we went back to Pride of Conquerors even after we ditched it the first time around. Settle the Wreckage is okay as removal. Sheltering Light, not great but not bad. Actually no, it's really not great, period. Sky Terror, 2/2 Flying Menace, not so great. Okay, that's... So then everything else is quite expensive from there. Okay, so we're gonna kill the... Okay, we're gonna kill that filter, so... Okay, let's take a look at the choices we have. I'm actually quite happy with our... So, gonna drop the remorseful... Gonna drop the... Let's move the Sky Marcher Aspirant up here. I'm gonna drop the remorseful Cleric. No, not quite. Let's just drop the Fanatical Firebrand. Let's balance these guys out. Gonna add another seal away for the... No, we're not... No need to fix the aggro matchup. We need to fix the control matchup. So Remorseful Cleric's the one that's gonna get more. This one mainly concession for blue-black. I know this is designed for post-rotation, not quite designed for pre-rotation just yet. So let's see. Single copy of Banefire. I'm okay with 2, but let's just leave it at 1. Charge versus Make a Stand. Make a Stand keeps our creatures alive, but can be seen from a mile away. We're also trying to cut down the mana cost, so let's just make it more chargy. Same reason, I'm going to drop the Dark Dweller Oracle for... Actually, no, I already said I'm going to drop Charge for Pride of Conquerors. For Dismissive Pyromancer. Goblin Instigator creates tokens. Knight of Grace is probably just better. Legion's Landing is... Okay, so we're aiming mostly for turn 1. We want the red to be later. So I'm gonna... What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bump up the white. So Goblin Instigator goes. Knight of Grace comes in second copy. Do I rather have Knight of Grace or Martyr of Dusk? Knight of Grace is admittedly the better creature. Martyr of Dusk actually works better with Mentor, though in reality they're gonna kill the Mentor first before killing Martyr. I would probably put in more Militia Buglers though. This guy's basically shooter into another 2-drop is quite good. We can even drop the one copy of Relentless Raptor to basically ease the requirements on mana. So I'm gonna bump up the Knight of Grace. Gonna bump up another Militia Bugler. So take note, we got 1 Banefire, 4 Lightning Strikes, 1 Excellence Landing, 1 copy of Heroic Reinforcements. I'm not too convinced, but I'm gonna leave it there. Dismissive Pyromancer is removal. 2 copies of Shock. We got more removal on the board. Kinda wanna put Shivan Fire. At least it's flexible. But we need something that deals with bigger stuff. So I would probably switch Shock with Shivan Fire. So, but anyway, let's see. I haven't posted this video. Wait, I have posted this video already, so I need to put the link to this one. Okay, I'll edit that later. Anyway, let's take a look at our mana base. Yeah, changes are unsaved. Again, yep, we intentionally made it more white than red, so we're gonna trim our white mana sources a bit. No, we're gonna trim our red. So I'm gonna reverse it. then note that we have a lot of 1s, 2s, 3s, and a few 4s. Our sideboard has, again, 2s, 2s, a few 4s, and a few 3s. So basically, we're early casting cost deck. If you feel like you want to take the risk, you can. I could cut down one more land, fit in another Sky Marcher Aspirant, or even another Excellence Binding, I suppose. Basically, because if we manage to flip Legion's Landing, that is a land drop. So that's one way to think of it. So we'll analyze this deck. So the mana distribution is better. It's actually even cheaper. So this is rotation safe. Okay, so oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that. So I'm definitely going to maintain the okay, so I'm going to definitely maintain the rotation safe aspect. I'm probably not going to meddle with this deck pre-rotation. There are many directions I can take this one. So we're only going to get one video on this one. Also because this is a much older deck. And a lot of pieces did get removed here. So I can understand if you want to start over with a brand new deck right from scratch. You saw I kind of cut most of half of the deck. But anyway, that's it for this episode. We've got this is one way to build a mostly one drop. Not mostly one drop. Actually, is it mostly one drop? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11 one drops. It's a mostly one drop deck. So we're aiming for early action at 1, action at 1, action at 2, action at 3 to hopefully dig for more action. So that's going to be the key for how a Boros Assault deck ideally wants to work. So that's it for this episode. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this deck. And that's it. I'm going to actually record my next video. Actually, let's see what time it is. Maybe I'm going to record the next video tomorrow. But that's it for this quick episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time.